Hi, my name is Neb Kamusen Atumbre. This is the 5th video in the series, Malachi's Mission Earth. The ancient Tamarii did not have the worship of animals and such images. This school of thought came in from the land of the Split River, which is the Tigris-Euphrates River with the Turanians, Chaldeans. Proof of this is in the Torah when Jacob, son of Isaac, and Rebekah left his father-in-law's house, taking with him his two wives, Leah and Rachel. His wife Rachel stole her father's idols that they worshipped in his house. El's Torah, Genesis 31, 17 through 42. Laban, realizing Jacob had stolen away in the night, taking his family with him, sought Jacob. When he found Jacob, Laban asked Jacob about his deities, which Jacob didn't know was stolen by Rachel. Laban was the brother of Sarai or Sarah, the wife of Abraham, who was Chaldean. Genesis chapter 11, 29 through 32. These idols were called teraphims, images. Laban, Rachel's father, referred to these idols as Eloheem, deities, and were idols of their ancestors, of which they made images of after their death. This tradition carried on into Egypt with the Sumerians and on down into Arabia with Mohammedanism, with idols as Alat and Uzza. Now, Ishtar was identified with the prominent deity, Sumerian deity in Anna. Ishtar, who was also known as Ini, Nana, Nut, Anahita, Isis, Auset, Ishara, Ashtart, Attoret, Attar, Hathor, Ashtoreth, and the Sin, and the Venus star in Sumerian, Dilbet. Ishtar became considered a deity in Babylonia. In actuality, she, Ishtar, is the daughter of Nanar, Sin, and Ningal. She is also known as the daughter of Luna and Zuen, but only because she pledged allegiance to these deities. The deity of evening, I and she, Ishtar, deity of war, and as the evening star, she is the deity of love and harlotry. As the deity of war, Ishtar was called the valiant daughter of Sin, the moon deity, and Hammurabi described her as the lady of battle and conflict who bears my weapon, and he invokes her against the violators of his law. As the deity of war, the militant Assyrians exalted Ishtar, and thus she is described as marching before the army of Tukulti Ninurta in his triumph over Castilius, the king of Babylon. On monuments, the armed Ishtar is represented with her animal, the lion. In religious literature, she is described as a furious lion, which is evident by a Phoenician inscription in Cilicia and by a Neo-Punic inscription from North Africa, in both of which El is called El, the creator of the earth. It is the title of the Canaanite El that appears in the divine name El-Kur Ni-Irsi, or El-Kur Ni-Irsa, which is found in a myth written in Hittite. This El-Kur Ni-Irsa is none other than the Canaanite El. This is seen by the fact that his wife is Asirtu, or Ashira. In Genesis 14:18, the Canaanites tried to claim Melchizedek as a Canaanite ruler, knowing very well that this was the great Melchizedek of the Anunnaqi, and that he was not a Canaanite. They were trying to do the Michael Jackson back then. With his wife Ashira, El gave birth to a large family. Yam and Mut appear to be very old and native deities of Canaan, with Astarte, who, like Ashira, is also indicated as an important deity in the South Arabian pantheon. They are as old in Canaan as the Semites. This El and his family make up the Canaanite pantheon. To these members of his family, El has given different dominions over the universe, and they seem to have taken care of all divine functions, of which the most important to the Canaanite was that of providing fertility. This Astarte, or Ishtar, is depicted as the Black Madonna, or the mother goddess of today. Ishtar has been associated with the moon, given the title Dina or Dinah, as in the deity of Islam, which is a fertility cult with its domes, symbolic of breasts, and minarets being phallic symbols. Are you listening? That's why they say Din al-Islam, Dina, Dinah, a fertility cult with a symbol of a crescent moon and a five-pointed star. Here are two statuettes from Saqqara, Egypt, both representing Isis, Ishtar, with the infant Horus on her left arm. The Black Madonna is known as the Mother Goddess. She predates Christianity and has been around for thousands of years, all through the East, in countries such as Egypt, Palestine, Arabia, Persia, and Syria were influenced by her. She is none other than Ishtar. Statues and images of Ishtar who is also known as Astarte, were brought to Europe and subsequently became the Black Madonnas. Later, like the later Christian Madonna, Astarte was often symbolized by a dove. Sometimes she is portrayed as half Nubian and half Amorite, Caucasian. Ishtar is also referred to as the Queen of Heaven in the book of Jeremiah 5 times. In Jeremiah 7:18, 44:17, 18 and 19, and 44:25. Many of the black Madonnas have been intentionally painted over with white faces. There are 35 black Madonnas gathered throughout Europe and go as far as Mexico and are made of stone, ebony, or Lebanese cedar. These black Madonnas are shrines and are given reverence by millions of people. They are gowned in rich apparel, and when festivals come, they are adorned in precious stones and jewels. She is really a depiction of Jesus and Mother Mary nursing in Christianity. To the Egyptians, she is Isis, nursing Horus. In Babylon, she is Semiramis, nursing Nimrod. To the East Indians, she is Devaki, nursing Krishna. As you can see, in each culture, she is someone different, yet the concept is the same. She is just another deity worshipped by the Israelites. Ashtoreth was also known as Ishtar, meaning star, mother of Tammuz, who exalted her son as a deity in Babylon, Babylonian writing. She is known to the Israelites through the Canaanites. 1 Kings 11:5 and 33. As Ashtoreth. She is known to the Israelites through the Canaanites as Ashtoreth, the mother goddess of fertility, love, and war. She is known as Aphrodite in Greek, Venus in Rome, Sin in Hindu, Isis, also called Hes in Egypt, Holy Fatima in Islam, Esther, Merriam in Hebrew, and Mary in Christian, to name a few. At the beginning of the world as you know it, there was a waste of water called Nu. Nun, which means deep, abyss. Nu was the abode of the Great Father, and beings such as the Chinimu of the Wars, a pair of 8 in all, Nun and Nunet, Heh and Hehet, Kek and Kiket, Amun and Amunet, who dwelled in the house of Chabs in the great waters. One group in particular was the troglodytes from the planet Maldek on the previous video. Nu housed all beings, for the Ma water covered the whole planet Tar, Earth. Nu was considered the deep, and all Patar, the earth, was covered with Ma water, and he gave being to Pare, the Son Supreme Being, who said, Lo, I am Chipira at dawn Atumre, Atunre at high noon, and Amunre at sunset. From Nu, you get Tum, Atumre, the first morning, the birth of the Son of Righteousness. And from Atumre, you get Shu and Tefnut. And from these two, you get Geb and Nut. who gave birth to Osiris, Aset, Netert, and Sotoch. They are the Enneads, the company of 9. Re or Ra spoke at the beginning of creation and gave a direct command to the earth and the heavens to rise up out of the waste of water, land. In the brightness of his majesty they appeared. So the Tamare reasoned that 9 forces, energies, or Neter, call them as you wish, caused the creation of man on earth. And why not? Does it not take 9 months to create a human child from conception to birth? This Tamaraean mythology mystery play exhibits well thought out, coherent, and rational thinking. The 9 created Neter form the divine. Once the atmosphere was created, it was possible for Shu and Tefnut to beget Geb and Nut. Who by virtue of their separation caused the space in which life could take place on earth to produce the required elements for the creation of mankind on earth in metaphysical, not actual terms. The Tamaraeans showed Geb, who personified the principle of material fertilization, with his phallus directed to the umbilical cord, not the sexual organ, of Nut, female, and the matrix of creation. This separation of heaven and earth is simultaneously cause and effect. Geb and Nut produced Asaru or Osiris, Aset or Isis, Sotoch or Seth, and Nethet or Nephthys. The Ennead, the company of 9, was often regarded as a single divine entity. As a result of this, we find the Ennead represented as a figure of Shu, standing and supporting with his hands the outstretched body of Nut up on high. She formed the vault which is arched over Geb, the bow in heaven, Genesis 9:13. And Geb, who is the deity of earth, and he lies prostrate beneath her from the eastern horizon. She is poised on her toes at the western horizon, bending down with outstretched arms. She rests upon her fingertips, and her body is covered with 5 pointed stars, showing that she is the sky. In the darkness, depicted as blue, are beheld stars which sparkle on her body and over her great unwearied limbs. When Ra, according to desire, uttered the deep thoughts of his mind, that which he named had been. When he gazed into space, that which he desired to see appeared before him. He created all things that move in the waters, Genesis 1:2, and upon the dry land, Genesis 1:9. No, mortals are born from the eye of Ra, the creator, who was the ruler of the deity, he became the first ruler upon earth. He went about among men. God came down to earth as man. He took form like unto theirs, incarnated, and to him the centuries were years. Each day was like 1,000 years. Re or Ra had many names that were not known by the Netert Eloheem gods. Netert, female deities, or Inosat, mortals. And he had one secret name which gave him his divine power. The supreme deity Aset, the Blessed Mother, who dwelt in the world as a woman, grew weary of the ways of man. She sought rather to be amidst the mighty Netert, supreme beings. She was an enchantress, and she desired greatly to have power equal to Re in the heavens and upon the earth. In her heart, therefore, she yearned to know the secret name of the ruling Netert, Elo or God, which was hidden in his bosom and was never revealed in speech. Each day, Re walked forth, and the Netert Eloheem gods who were in his train followed him. And he sat upon his throne and uttered decrees. He had grown old, and as he spoke, moisture dripped from his mouth and fell on the ground. Isis, Aset, Holy Mother, followed after him. When she found his saliva, she baked it with the clay on which it lay.